I'm Kristen Niemer with the Food Channel. We're at Champs Americana in Las Colinas, Texas, and I am speaking with the Dan Aykroyd. Hi Dan, how's it going?
Hi, great. Thanks for the great Texas welcome.
Welcome, again.
Yeah.
So your culinary career began really with the bass-o-matic.
That's correct. Well, of course, Sears has a special on them now.
Right, of course, Sears.
You know, my aunt, Helen Goujon, was in fact the Julia Child of Canada. She had her own cooking show. She had a cooking shop called La Belle Cuisine de Helen Goujon, and she was known all across Canada in the 1950s and 60s as the Julia Child of Canada. So I'm at her house when I'm 12 years old in Montreal. She's making a bouillabaisse, right? So she has a blender there. And I see her drop the whole fish with a little water in the blender. And Helen, you put a whole fish in there. She said, oh yeah, it'll be fine in the stew. I said, what about the bones? Oh well, you know, fish stew have bones, don't worry about it. That was where I got that. So that was a legitimate culinary act by my aunt that led to that scene.
So that's really a real thing, and we can go buy it at Sears, right?
Yes, they have a good special on them right now. And Lorraine had to drink the bass. I didn't have to drink it.
All right, tell me about Crystal Head Vodka.
Well, this originated with a Texan. John Alexander is one of my best friends. We met on Saturday Night Live back in the 1970s, and he is one of America's great portrait artists and landscape painters. His work hangs in the Corcoran Museum in Washington, D.C. The American wing of the Smithsonian just did a retrospective on him. The Houston Museum of Fine Art, the Metropolitan Museum of Fine Art, and Manhattan has pieces of his, also Paul Simon, Chevy Chase, myself, Warren Michaels, many corporate CEOs and companies have his work. We were in his loft, it's a beautiful place where he paints in New York City about 2.5 years ago. And he's, you know, I was talking wine and tequila and all that, and he said, I've always wanted to do a bottle, you know, a skull bottle and put something in it. And I said, well, you know, draw it up. He's, you know, show it to me in a month.
Right.
So 2 minutes later, he presents me with basically on a napkin a sketch of this bottle. And, you know, I said, this is reminiscent of the Dia de los Muertos, the famous Day of the Dead, the Hispanic-American tradition. He said, yeah, I love that. I go there all the time. I got skulls in my paintings and skeletons. And I said, it's also reminiscent of the Mitchell Hedges skull, one of the crystal heads that was found around the planet. 13 were found, 8 in the possession of mankind now, 3 in museums, the rest in private hands, 1 in Mexico City. It has a cross stuck right in the center of it. And I said, John, we've got to put something very special in this bottle. The bottle told us what to put in it. The bottle speaks of the crystal heads, which were scrying devices used by the Navajo, the Mayans, as crystal balls, really, to see what was going on in the future, to analyze the past and the present. And I said to John, we've got to put a clear white spirit in this, and we've got to put something that's non-polluted. Crystal Head Vodka is a complete package because you have the joy of the look of the head.
Yes.
Then you have the natural smoothness, which we achieve without putting any additives. Then you have the purity. This is a government-certified pure vodka. Our tasting points and notes said 91 points. Vanilla, sweet flavor, dry, crisp, with a kick of heat off the finish. Because a lot of industrial vodkas today, producers of industrial grade and commercial vodka, they add what's known as fusel components. This is the German word for bad liquor, fusel. And they do that to mask the alcohol and produce this ever-elusive smoothness that people are seeking in vodka. But it tastes fake. You drink it and you go, this is smooth, but it's not really, it's oily, it's not really genuine. We have a genuine smoothness here. We've just hit our 1 millionth bottle.
Wow, congratulations.
Yeah.
So you guys are doing a tour to promote your vodka, and I heard that you guys are visiting a military base.
Yes, we're going to visit the cavalry base in Huntsville, Alabama. And we go to the PX and we sign, and we usually also contribute money to local charity, whatever that might be. And of course, we're so grateful to the armed forces for what they are able to supply. We're here this afternoon enjoying this great pub, the food, the drink, the atmosphere, because somewhere there on the front line, making sure that the vipers stay in the viper pit. So that's great.
So you guys have a website where you can find out more information?
Well, worldwide web, crystalheadvodka.com is our original video in which we talk about the legend of the heads and how the product came to be, and then we're updating all the time with signings and events going around the country. Yeah.
So crystalheadvodka.com, and I love the Julia Child skit, so if we could say, don't forget to save the liver.
Save the liver!
Save the liver! Thank you so much, Dan.
Okay, darling.
Thank you.
Thank you.